have a Q&A session. So feel free to put your questions into the Q&A. There should be a button at the bottom of your page that says Q&A. We'll address those at the end of the session, but you can put them in there at any time. We'll try to get to as many as we can by the end of today's webinar. If not, I'm sure Akshay would be more than happy to follow up and answer any questions that you might have. So let's go ahead and get started. Akshay, I'm going to let you take it away from here.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Michelle, for the killer introduction. We have people from all around the world today, some investors from the Middle East, some local here. Andrew is one of our Wefunder investors, and I'm very excited to chat with him later over at the webinar. At a higher level, I would like to do a quick pitch and walk you through a quick summary of the Kitchenery venture, so everybody can have a good idea of what we are, who we are, and why we exist. So everybody on this webinar, everybody on this call, you all will agree with me that kitchen is one of those spaces in your home which gets the most amount of foot traffic. It is the heart of your home, and this is really where we saw a huge gap between how people interact with their kitchen spaces on a day-to-day basis. This is where we saw that there is a need to bridge the gap between technology, innovation, and cooking experience for millions of individuals who are looking for a smart, convenient, and a socially welcoming space. At Kitchenery, we have developed proven and patented wireless energy systems that enables you to use your appliances without the use of cords. One of the good parts about our modular suite of technology is that our power receiving adapter, it has the features to be readily integrated with small kitchen appliances like a blender, toaster, air fryer, mixer, or any other appliance you can think of. And all of this coupled with Kitchenery's hybrid induction technology is roughly about 40 to 45% more energy efficient when you compare it to traditional cooking, traditional electrical and gas cooktops. But how does we as a company, Kitchenery, holistically play an important role in the transition of energy or in sustainable initiatives that various departments and various energy sectors in the US are playing? So just earlier this year, California is a state in the US. It was one of the first states to ban all kind of natural gas and natural gas pipelines in the new constructions. And at Kitchenery, holistically, what we are doing is we are electrifying the consumer kitchens so that they can be powered with better and more sustainable sources of energy. Now imagine you are powering a household with solar or hydropower or any kind of other sustainable energy. Now it is compatible to be powered with this kind of energy. And until today, this was a big challenge that Kitchenery is solving. But in the US alone, according to a research that was led by Stanford University, it is found out that almost over 90% of the households have any kind, either minute or major gas leaks. And gas in consumer households is methane gas, and it is the number one cause for global greenhouse gas emissions and global warming. So the role that Kitchenery is playing in this energy transition is that we are reducing the per user, per household carbon footprint by switching to hyper efficient wireless energy systems. And of course, Kitchenery technology completely eliminates the causes for any kind of natural disasters that come with gas. But our team, we are a strong team of experienced engineers. I have a background in mechanical and materials engineering. Our CTO, Augustine, has over a decade of experience in building hardware systems, electronic systems. He has worked in the aerospace industry. Apart from that, we have Andrew, who comes from a strong background in sales, marketing, and B2B operations. Previously, he worked in a IoT startup called Ela Networks, where he managed corporate accounts of over $5 million. So Andrew just joined our team this past year, and we're very fortunate to have him. Apart from that, we have a strong team of industrial design engineers. The product look and feel is led by our partners, Ink Design Studios, Colin and Lowell. They both come with a combined experience of over 20 years and have previously served MNC companies like Sony and Panasonic, and they have actually developed consumer products that have done multi-million dollars in sales. But our association with the Spartan Incubator over at the University of Tampa Loth Entrepreneurship Center, We now have a team of associates that is helping us with all kind of day-to-day business operations relating to marketing, sales, social media, content development, content monetization, and all that kind of and the spectrum of activities that are involved in holistic venture execution. So of course, we are very, very fortunate to be a part of this ecosystem and have access to this talent. But Kitchenery is one of the companies which is backed by some of the most reputed industry leaders. Our advisors and mentors have a wealth of experience both in the startup space as well as in corporate America. So we have our advisory board meetings at least once a month where we discuss on strategic business operations and day-to-day operational challenges. So very, very at a higher level, our go-to-market strategy is based on launching our product offerings in the recreational and hospitality industries, hyper-specific to RVs, boats, modular homes, hotel chains, things like that. Right now, we have validated strong use cases in the recreational industry, hyper-specific to the fact that now imagine you're sitting in an RV, every inch is of great importance. Imagine you are squeezing in a full-size kitchen on the back of your car. And what people have told us that, their RV space is very tight and they're looking for maximizing the countertop space usage. So this is where we validated that there is a need on the need versus want part of our scale. This is where we validated that there is a need of our product offerings in this industry. And as a matter of fact, we are right now, earlier this year in January, we participated in the world's largest RV show. It's called the RV Super Show in Tampa, Florida, where we network with RV manufacturers, RV owners, RV OEMs, distributors, suppliers, a whole spectrum. We got a very, very good idea of how the RV industry operates. And this is when we started networking with the higher ups in some of the largest RV OEMs in the US. And right now I'm happy to announce that we have started to do strategic communications with Thor Industries, Rev Group. These are the two largest RV OEMs in the US, and they are in our sales pipeline for strategic advanced product development project. So before even figuring out why we choose this industry, we have done extensive market research on the size of the RV industry. And as we speak to the RV OEMs and dealers, what they told us that they are interested in selling our wireless energy pad, Kitchenery's wireless energy pad, coupled with 5 appliances for $5,000. Now, if you see the total number of new RVs built in the US, that number comes out to be in the range of 500 to 700,000 RVs a year. Now, that's the new RV market. And this gives us a total addressable market size of $3 billion. And at a higher level, if we are able to work with one of the largest RV OEMs, with the very first project, we will start generating. Once that project is complete, we'll start generating recurring revenue based on the total number of RVs produced per week, per month, per quarter. And we are very, very excited to, pursue this route. But holistically, what is our, at a higher level, our business model has 3 different components. The first one is obviously, strategic sales of our power transmission and power reception modules manufactured as a package with, the power pad and 5 appliances and sold it to the RV industry using strategic channel partners. And the second revenue stream that we foresee is licensing our technology to other kitchen appliance brands and manufacturers, pretty much doing technology integration and technology service agreements with them. And the fourth part that excites me the most is software solutions. So Kitchenery's wireless power receiving module has a smart MCU that enables it to receive cordless power, that enables it to receive, it has a network of sensors through which we can collect curated device data. Now, this enables us to know, how often an appliance is used, when it is used, what are the core features that people are using in those appliances. And down the line, we have a strategic model to implement data monetization with our appliance brand partners. And one of the most interesting part with our IoT-based software revenue streams is that our Kitchenery's power receiving hardware, we have partnered with Alexa to integrate Alexa Connect Kit into our modules. Now, this enables us to have this gives us access to Amazon's Alexa's voice ecosystem. And so imagine at a higher level, imagine you are able to speak with your coffee maker that, hey, I need a cup of coffee at 6 a.m. in the morning. We can make that happen. At Kitchenery, we are a combination of, we're inventing breakthrough technologies that enables not only cordless power, but also smart connectivity, app-based control, voice control capabilities, and curated device data analytics. So at a higher level, if I know there were some questions from the audience regarding how the Kitchenery technology works. Kitchenery's technology consists of two main components, the power transmission module and the power receiving adapter. The power transmission module generates electromagnetic field that has been, every time a current passes through it, it generates electromagnetic field. This is the power transmission module, and we have two different versions of it. The first version is in the form of a pad. It's a portable pad, and the second version is it's integrated and installed within the countertops. And we have a power receiving module. These receiving modules or adapters are installed within the kitchen appliances. So imagine a blender with our power receiving module. It is now compatible to receive cordless power. So every time a compatible blender, toaster, air fryer, or whatever kitchen appliance you think of, it comes in close vicinity within our power transmission module, it can start generating current in the receiving module that then powers the internal electronics of the appliance itself. The good part about our system is that our system is developed to do wireless power transfer up until 2000 watts. We have tested it up until 1200 watts, but the good part is more than 95% of the kitchen appliances in the industry, they fall under the category of 1200 watts. So we are capturing that broader market in the kitchen space. But I would like to give everybody a quick demo of our first generation product. In this demo is actually done by our CTO at the Stanley Techstars incubator accelerator, and we actually integrated our power receiving module into an actual blender, toaster, air fryer, and we showcased our capabilities to develop wireless power transfer technologies. This past year, we integrated our power transmission, power reception module into different consumer kitchen appliances, and we showcased this during Synapse Summit. We showcased this during the Techstars Demo Day, and right now, what activities we are involved in is advanced industrial designs of our product offerings. So the product look and feel, what are the core features that we want to integrate in our product? How are people going to interact with the appliances once they're ready? Things like that. Apart from that, by the end of Q2, we'll be ready to start doing technology certifications for our wireless power transfer technology, CE, FCC, UL, EMC, and we have already lined up strategic manufacturing partners that are going to do small MOQ production for us. So once the advanced industrial design concepts are done, the technology certification is done, we'll move into small MOQ production, and this is when people will be able to buy our products. So at Kitchenery, our goal is holistic venture execution. So we are pretty much developing both sides. Both our technology development and market development is going at a proportional rate. That means that, right now we have soft commitments from the market that are going to buy our product offerings and, license our technology, things like that. And then we have advanced operational products that we can showcase to the market that showcases our ability to do wireless power transfer. Earlier in February, we submitted letter of intents to do business with RV OEMs. After the RV show, we participated in one of the world's largest boat shows that happens in Miami every year, where we network with some of the largest boat manufacturers. We launched our community fundraise round at Synapse Summit. I'll talk more about it later during the presentation. But apart from that, right now, our major goal for the next quarter is to sign a contract with one of the RV manufacturers and finalize production and product development agreements with them. Before the end of this year, in Q4, our goal is that we should be able to start supplying appliances to our strategic partners in the recreational and hospitality space. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. We are Kitchenery. We are here to revolutionize the kitchen appliance industry with breakthrough wireless power transfer technologies. This particular picture is our booth at Synapse Summit that was on 14th of February last month. And this is where we launched our community fundraise round. And I'll be happy to talk more about it at a later stage. Up next, we are going to open our Q&A session and we will invite Andrew to the presentation. But I hope you guys enjoyed my pitch. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Akshay. That was great. I think as a marketing person myself, the go-to-market strategy of going after the RV market is super exciting. So I think it's good work that you guys have going on there. And we will have Andrew just kind of give us a quick overview of why he made the decision to invest as an angel investor on Wefunder for Kitchenery. And then if you have questions, please don't forget to put those into the Q&A and we'll address some of those after Andrew talks a little bit about his side of the story.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew Hartwell, and I am the founder and CEO of Formula for Success, and I also am an investor in Kitchenery. So basically what my company does is work with small businesses and startups to help operationalize ideas. And so basically going from the vision to actionable strategy to reach customers and scale. And so my interest in this space really originates from my background in technology consulting. So I spent over a decade in technology consulting, including 7 years managing technology programs for Google across autonomous vehicles, augmented reality, and geodata. And so this has been a really exciting opportunity for me to get better acquainted with some of the leading entrepreneurs in the Tampa space. And we definitely have the Synapse Summit to thank for that. So when it comes to making a personal investment in a company, there's really 3 primary things that I'm looking for. So the first thing is this something that is an improvement upon something that already exists in the market, or is this something that's fundamentally different and disruptive and game-changing? And so I think that was the first thing that excited me about the Kitchenery opportunity. Is, to me, it's very clearly in the latter. So the second thing that I look for is having a scalable business model with a diverse set of applications for the technology. And obviously, Akshay has talked very eloquently today so far about the applications and the kind of near-term strategy to go after the luxury market. And even, the value of one contract in that space is very lucrative. But what got me really excited about this project is the much broader applications across B2C, across the data monetization perspective. Coming from my space and working with clients on that kind of customer insights side, I understand even just the data monetization pursuit, how valuable that can be to help manufacturers kind of better understand how customers are engaging with their products. And so I think in this case, it seemed like a slam dunk because of all the different applications. And then the third thing that I look for is some kind of a personal connection to the project or brand. And so in my specific case, I have very fond memories of my aunt and uncle driving up their RV from Kissimmee, Florida to DC, where I grew up. And so I remember my sister and I, like, how excited we'd be just to sleep in the RV out front. And so just seeing a statistic about 2,000 RVs subject to fires just from a safety issue alone, that really resonated with me. And again, that's just kind of scratching the surface of possible applications. And so when I'm looking at new startups, I think there's always challenges just by the nature of the pursuit. There are probabilities that you have to overcome just to go to market with something new. But one of the things that I think kind of offsets that is having such a diverse set of applications where you're kind of inverting those probabilities in your favor. And so that's what makes me kind of very excited from both like a near term and far term applications. And so I think, you're here today because you have an interest in this opportunity. And so, I would encourage you to go ahead and pull the trigger. Obviously, I'm here as a resource if you have other questions from kind of a third party perspective. But I think the reality is that, I believe I said it in my Wefunder note, but this is sort of ushering in the kitchen of the new millennium. And so being here on this call today, you don't want to be kicking yourself down the road. I kind of think about that when I'm making an investment. There's a saying I like to reference: the pain of action weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. And so when I'm thinking about a possible investment opportunity, I kind of think about, if I don't invest, what will that look like 5 years, 10 years down the road when something like this could really blow up? So that's my pitch, but super excited and grateful to be included in this session tonight. And again, happy to be a resource if anybody wants to talk to me individually about, further reasons why I invested here. So
thank you. That was awesome, Andrew. No pains of regret. That's something I'm gonna remember, take with me.
I like the one-liners because it's just kind of like a quick mental model, but I think it's true. It's like you don't want to be kicking yourself at an opportunity like this down the road. So that very much governs my investment choices. So
why don't I know that Akshay, a lot of people like to understand the founder. When I was working in VC world, we always talked about the jockey versus the horse. As the jockey, what has been your experience and what have you learned? What are the challenges that you've overcome to get to the point that you're at right now? Give people a little feel for who you are as a founder.
Every day is, as a founder, as a matter of fact, I enjoy being a founder, right? Every day is different. It comes with a whole new set of challenges. I started this company back when I was living in Milwaukee. I used to work in the commercial automobile industry at a company called CNH Industrial, heavy equipment, heavy machinery. And, I had some prior background, high level knowledge about wireless power transfer technology, pretty much inconveniences in using my own kitchen space. I used to live with my girlfriend in a small apartment. I would say it was a small 1-bedroom apartment. And, we can see power outlets and kitchen appliances plugged in one corner. It was just not the best experience of using such kind of space on a day-to-day basis. And at that time, we started, doing small experiments with what can we do to holistically improve this experience. I have joined multiple different startup boot camps after that to develop a business model to check the viability of the technology from the perspective of both from the engineering side, of course, but also from the perspective of market adoption, from the perspective of scalability, from the perspective of technology venture. Back then, I joined a boot camp in a startup accelerator, which was called Generator, and we developed venture. We did venture feasibility. That is this really worth it to pursue? And down the line, I got accepted in the Spartan incubator. That is right now we are in the incubator that is in the University of Tampa, and this space has given us pretty much access to all the resources that we need to go from the early concept phase to a launch phase for new venture. And along this journey, we raised some venture funds. We collaborated with Stanley and Techstars. We progressed with our technology commercialization. We secured a few technology patents on our wireless power transfer system itself. So far it's been a journey of 1,000 miles, right? And the one thing that I realized as a founder is that it is very, very important to be, fearless, to be hyperactive, in this day and age, in the present economic situations. I try to manage the venture from a perspective of when can we be more profitable, right? Instead of I would say being more like a dragon in one sense. So being more persistent, being more fearless, being more straightforward with the opportunities that are available in the near term execution phases, things of that nature.
So awesome. Thank you for sharing that and how you kind of look at it. You've mentioned this already, but on the capital raising side, what has been your progress? Where are you right now? And where do you see yourself towards the end of this year?
Oh, that's as long as we have people like Andrew who are backing us, that's a great step and a good space to be in. But just this past year, we raised some venture funds, $120,000 from the Stanley Techstars Accelerator. Apart from that, we before this, this venture, this first round of pre-seed, we did a friends and family round of about $40,000. And right now, this past month over at Synapse Summit, we partnered with Wefunder to do a community fundraise round. And the goal with this is to raise at least 350K and then open our pre-seed round, or we could say pre-series A, a little bit after seed, somewhere in that range. But we are going to open our $2 million round once we wrap up with our Wefunder community fundraise round.
So I mentioned what you're doing to my mom. And
yeah.
she's an early adopter. She's always been an early adopter. She wants to know when she can buy it. So when is this going to be commercial? When can the average person get their hands on this? What is sort of, I know your first target market is the RV market, but from there, what are you looking at? And how much is it going to cost?
Oh, okay. Well, so like I mentioned in my presentation, just this past year we finished developing the first generation of our technology. We actually proved that we can do wireless power up until 1200 watts, and we integrated our power receiving system into a couple prototype appliances like a blender, a toaster, and a kettle. And earlier this year in January, we manufactured the second generation of our wireless energy pad. This has added safety features. It is much more, we optimized the electrical components and things like that, in the second generation pad. So it is much more smaller, much more compact, and we're prepping this to start doing advanced technology certifications, CE, FCC, UL, and that is also one of the other reasons why we are raising funds on Wefunder right now. But apart from that, from the perspective of when can a consumer buy the product, right now on our website kitchenery.us/reserve, we are going to open our pre-order portal for the consumers in the second quarter of this year. So and this is our strategy with direct to consumer. So apart from all the B2B accounts that we are developing, we're also working on a strategy to directly engage with the end consumer, and we're going to do this directly via e-commerce. So in second quarter of this year, we are going to open our pre-order portal where consumers can actually go and reserve their revolutionary kitchen appliances. And as far as when can we expect to reach to a production stage, in October of this year, by the end of Q3, we foresee that we'll complete small MOQ production, and we're going to start selling products starting Q4 in November, December. So that is our current goal.
Awesome. Andrew, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I do know that a lot of times, especially when you're raising on Wefunder, you have a lot of early investors that have not necessarily invested before. Some have not. Can you just explain your investment terms and what you are offering and what that actually means? There's some terminology like safes and valuation cap and all that. Can you just give a very high level explanation of what that means for an angel investor?
That's a great question, Michelle. On our Wefunder, we are using SAFE as a medium of investment. Now, SAFE, literally what it sounds like is a simple agreement for future equity. And it was first, I would say, developed or invented by Y Combinator, and we are, in fact, Y Combinator is called YC. It's it's the, I would say, the Harvard or Stanford for technology startups. A whole lot of now the companies, Dropbox, Zoom, these are some of the companies that went through Y Combinator in the early phases of venture execution. But we're using that same medium in order to raise funds via our community round, and it has certain benefits both to the investors and to the founders, because in early phases of venture execution, the valuation is not defined very well. So this gives more flexibility to investors to have a more defined valuation, whether it could be less or more at the time of any given liquidity event. That is one thing. And the second thing with safe notes and community round is that it is a fairly easy medium to accept money from anybody, because it's as simple as signing an agreement that requires less legal fees, less processing time, and it's a easy handshake between both the investors, the founders, and the company itself. That was the whole philosophy behind using a safe note right now. Is number one is it's quick and easy. It doesn't have a lot of legal complications, and the best part is because right now we don't have very well defined valuation. There is more flexibility over how investments are made. And the second question was regarding valuation cap. Right now on Wefunder, we have a $8 million valuation cap for our early birds. What this means is at any type of liquidity events, if there is a cap, the valuation of the company cannot go beyond that particular cap. So that's the whole meaning and the whole philosophy behind the cap.
So I'm just curious, kind of entrepreneur to entrepreneur, what keeps you up at night? Like, what are the things that you're most concerned about or risks that you're managing?
The one thing that, I'm always on my toes is pretty much how can, we want to reach to a stage where we can start generating revenue. We can start, acquiring customers, and we are doing more and more. We speak to more and more consumers. We speak to more and more businesses that want access to our technology and access to our product offerings. A very good example is, right now we are speaking to a whole lot of RV and boat manufacturers, and the one thing they said to us that, hey, do you have a product that we can buy right now? We would love to, place an order. And it burns my heart that we don't have the product ready to sell it to them. And me and my team, holistically, what we are doing right now is we are taking all the steps, taking all the baby steps to reach to that stage where we can where we reach to a stage where we can start selling the product. And that is the whole goal behind raising funds right now is, all right, how can we raise those funds, get all those technology certifications, get all product look and feel. We are in the hardware space, so it definitely has a whole lot of extra challenges about figuring out supply chain issues, manufacturing issues, production issues. Scaling, making something at a very small scale is different than making something you're producing 1,000 units. It comes with added complexities in product development and in product manufacturing. So yeah, all of these steps that or the journey that we are going through right now is obviously it's very challenging, but it's of course it is very rewarding as well. And I would say that North Star, or that that goal to reach to a revenue generating stage is really what inspires both, of course, myself and the whole Kitchenery team. So that is the the big goal that we want to achieve this year.
How can people get to the Wefunder? I know that this will be recorded, that you'll be sending it out after, so there may be people here that you don't have on your email list or anything like that. How do they get there, and what do they need to do if they're interested in investing?
Of course, with our partnership with Wefunder, we actually made it so easy for the community to back us, right? The whole idea and the whole goal behind working with Wefunder was to leverage the power of the community so that they can make micro investments or bigger investments in Kitchenery. And it's with our Wefunder structure, all you have to do is go to wefunder.com/Kitchenery, and it's a quick and easy sign up process. You sign up and pretty much you can invest right now. So very easy and very straightforward process to do it.
And Kitchenery is with two E's, right? So
No, it's not with two E's.
Kitchenery.
Oh yeah. In that sense, yes. Kitchenery with two E's. Kitchen with an ERY. If you see on the back here, Kitchenery. Awesome. Yeah.
Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say, Andrew, Akshay, before we close down?
Good. I mean, I'm just excited about what Akshay has been able to assemble, and excited to have the opportunity to kind of share my piece here. So that's pretty much it for me.
Appreciate you being here.
Sure.
I appreciate it, Andrew. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for addressing Kitchenery investors and Kitchenery stakeholders on this call. One of the other things that I would say before we end at Kitchenery, holistically, we are on this mission to improve how people interact with their kitchen space on a day-to-day basis. We are on a mission on how to assist them. How can we make their lives easier? How can we give some time back to them on some activities that they are doing that they're pretty much doing every day. And this is what motivates pretty much myself and the Kitchenery team and our community who is supporting us on a day-to-day basis. So, if you want to be a part of this mission, I would definitely recommend you to check us out. Go check our community fundraise round on Wefunder, interact with it, engage with it, follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram. It's Kitchenery INC. Check out our latest updates on our product, on our holistic venture execution.
And I've said it better. I'll leave it at that. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks, everyone, for your time today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this webinar.